Hello crafters, I'm JanB and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. Today I'd like to show you how I made these little bunny topper sweet treats. I sold these at a crafts market that I did yesterday and proved to be very popular with children. The two left over from yesterday are these, and the way I made these was with the circle for the face. I did it so that there was a fold there so that I could make the face and then slip this in between the card and adhere it down, but it did mean that I finished up with the ears on the outside. Today's one I did by doing 2 complete circles and then putting the ears inside, which is the one I'm going to show you now. So pieces of cardstock you're going to need are melon mambo. Let me just see what I've got written down here. Melon mambo, and you need 2 pieces that are about minimum of 2 3/4 inches square. You need another piece for the ears and the cheeks. You need white for the inner ears and the eyes, and a little bit of black for the eyes as well. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out the faces, and for that I used my Big Shot. I can just bring that over. And I used the circle framelits, and the size I used, I think, was at number what size did I use? I can't see that I've written it down here. That's very clever, isn't it? Oh, it's number 5. I did write it down. Okay, so these are the circle framelits, and as always with me, the smaller the frame, the smaller the size. So number 5, start from the inside. 1 2 3 4 5, that one there. But as I say, I am doing just 2 circles and then I will stick the 2 together. You probably find that you could actually cut 2 pieces at the same time, but I like to make sure that they do get done, rather than trying to do 2 in one and then having to redo it again. So that was one. Let's do the other one. This is the only thing that I'll be using my Big Shot for. Everything else will be, all the other shapes will be punched out. So let's put that up there so that stays safe. Now we can move this right out of the way. Right, okay, let's bring a couple of these back in again. So the other pieces that you're going to need, we've got now to the head. We're going to need, with the extra large oval punch, we're going to do the 2 ears. That's 1. Two. So that's 2 of those. And then with the 1 inch circle punch, I'm going to do the cheeks. That's 1. Two. Then I need, with the large oval punch, I need the inner ears, these little white pieces here. That's 1. 2. And then for the eyes, the whites are 3/4 of an inch, so I'll need 2 of those. what else do I need? The white heart for the nose, and that was from the Itty Bitty Accent punch pack. So just one of those. And finally, for the black part of the eyes, that wasn't 3/4, was it? That's what, 1/2 inch, so we need 2 of those. Okay, so they're all the shapes that we're going to be needing. So the first thing we need to do is, with the exception of the black eyes, we need to sponge all the edges. I'm just going to show you the cheeks, which everything gets sponged around the edge like this, but with the cheeks I do something a little bit extra. And I'll also show the heart as well, because I do something a little bit extra on that as well. So if I bring this over. With the cheeks, I just stamp with my dauber over the cheek. Let me see if I can show you one with, one without, so you can see the difference. It's very slight, but it does make the cheek look a bit more rosy. Okay, so you can see that I've done this one but not this one. So I do that to the cheeks, and for the heart, which is the nose, as well as sponging around the edge of this one, like, whoops, like so, I also just go over like that, so that the nose is a little bit pink as well. Okay, right, so rather than make you sit and watch me do all this sponging, I have one complete set that I've already done. So I'll move these out of the way. This will be used to make another one later on, so it won't be wasted. Right, here we go. So we've got the 2 heads, 2 large ears, 2 centre ears, cheeks, and the eyes. Right, okay. So first of all, I'll do the ears, and I use wet glue for this Tombow. I'm going off screen here a bit, I think, aren't I? I just place that at the bottom of the ear and that in the centre, and the same with this piece. And then I would take part of the front of the face, turn the cheeks over so I can put some wet glue on the back of that, and that one, and also for the nose. So what I'll do is, the cheeks will sit so that they touch the sides with the nose and this one here, so that these are straight and you've got the nose in the centre there. If I just get my trusted tweezers, and I can move this over a bit so that's in the centre. Okay, so I've got the cheeks that are touching the side here and the side here, with the nose in the middle there. Then for the eyes, I'll do the same for that. And they go immediately above the cheeks. Like that. Just keep it straight, make sure that I don't give the rabbit a wobbly face. And then I put the black parts in the middle. Can't really see which is the best side on the black. As you know, when you punch something, there's always one side that's slightly rounded and looks a bit better than the other side. But almost impossible to tell when you're working with black. Now with the eyes, you can put them any direction you want. I like to make mine look a little bit off to the side. Now I'm also going to do the ears. So I want those to look something like that with this going on. So what I'm going to do is just a little bit of glue on this bottom bit. Let me show you what I've done there. A little bit of wet glue at the bottom. I've done it on both of them. So that's going to be the position of them. And again, making sure I keep the face straight. Pop that on there. You've got a little bit of wiggle room if you want to move those a bit. And the sweets, what I'm using, let's use 2 of these this time. These are the Swizzles Parma Violets. The other ones I used were Swizzles Fizzers. I had a selection of them. These ones are the Fizzers, these are Parma Violets. But it's Parma Violets that I'm using now because I am coming towards the end of these. And I'm going to use the Stampin' Up cellophane bags. These are the 1 inch by 8 inches. And what I do with these, I put the sweets in, but I keep them down to the bottom so that I seal them up down here. The reason I do that is so that when the children want to take the sweets out, they can just take it down there without having to rip all of the face off. So what I do is, if I can find the opening here, right, that's it there. Then I will pop 1 tube of sweets in there. That's it, that's that one. And I'll pop the other one in there, but I don't push them too far in. What I like to do is I try and do it so that the head is self-supporting. I mean, it's not totally, but that's pretty good. And the way that I achieve that is by just pushing the sweets so that they are literally just inside the cellophane bag here. That's the end there. And on here, where I take this off to seal it, I also, pop that bit down first, I also use my fast fuse to put extra glue on here. And the reason I do that is, let me just concentrate on what I'm doing here first. Okay, didn't do that very well. I'm supposed to bring it down and do a little tick. And I normally cope with brilliant. Oh, trust me, do a video and I get myself in a right state. Let's put that over there. Oh well, never mind. Anyway, so that's got plenty of fast fuse on it now, so that will definitely stick. When I put this inside the rabbit's head, I'm going to do it so that I'm almost pushing this bit down so that's nice and rigid, and because of the pressure that I'm putting on it, it's quite easy for that to come open if I didn't put that extra reinforcement on it. Okay, so now what I need to do is, again, I will use fast fuse. Hopefully I can show you that I do know how to use it. Okay, hold on. She says. Right. Okay, homework tonight. Practice with the fast fuse. Oh, there we go. That's not too bad. Okay, so I'm going to lay this down. Bearing in mind, that's the front of the rabbit. So I want the back of the seal to come towards me. And I lay that hopefully as straight as possible, but I'm doing it so that this piece here is right at the base of the rabbit. Okay, so then to seal this one as well, there we go, not too bad. See? I like this fast fuse because it is so tough. It really does do what it says on the label. But there's a knack to it, without a doubt. Okay, so put that face, the back of the face, or back of the head on, and there we go. See, that's all lined up. The ears are tucked in the bottom there. Made a bit of a mess with fast fuse there, but I'm not going to worry about that too much. At least you've got the idea of how it's done. Two other things before I say that's that. One, with my Melon Mambo marker pen, I'm just doing a few, I suppose they're hair follicles, if we're going to be correct about this. And then we'll have some whiskers. Okay, we've got short ones one side and long ones the other side. I'm not going to try and do that to correct that, otherwise I'm going to finish up with they look like it as if they're in two parts, but children don't notice these things. And then just little lines underneath there for his mouth. You see that? I think so. And then the real final last job is the white for his eyes, just to give his eyes some character, I suppose. I was going to say focus, but and just the little white bits. That's better. That makes him look finished off now. So there we go. That's cute, isn't it? I think that's lovely. Easter coming up. Children love them. I sold loads on it yesterday at the fair. So there you go. Hope you give it a try. It's lovely. Anyway, thank you very much for watching my video. If you have any questions, please contact me because I will be happy to help you. If you've enjoyed the video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking on the subscribe button either at the top right hand side of your screen or just below the video. And if you'd like to buy any of the products that I featured here, apart from the sweets of course, visit my website at www.janbcards.com and you'll find the 24/7 button for the online Stampin' Up shop. Many thanks for joining me today. Until next time, happy crafting.